Hospitalizations. A record of a patient's hospitalizations provides useful information on the patient's past hospital activities, an important part of managing a patient's plan of care. These hospitalizations can be updated from the patient summary screen, from the prevention screen, and from within the eNote if the hospitalization section has been included in the template. Although the hospitalizations can be accessed in various locations, the steps for adding and editing these are similar. To access via the summary screen, you can see the six most recent hospitalizations with a status of active. Those will display on the patient summary screen. They're sorted by admitted date. To edit the hospitalizations, start by clicking the Hospitalizations link found on the top right side of the summary screen. This brings you directly to the hospitalization data screen. From this screen, you can view active hospitalizations and make edits or updates as required. At the top of this page, next to the hospitalization data heading, you'll see a sundial icon. Clicking this icon allows you to see a history of hospitalization updates. Next to that icon, on the right side of the hospitalization screen, you will see a Show Archived Errors button. An example of when to use the archive status is when a hospitalization is not part of the patient's current plan of care. A hospitalization would be errored out if it was entered in error, such as when an incorrect hospital stay is listed, or if it was entered on the wrong patient's record. If there are no archived or errored hospitalizations, this button will be grayed out. If archived or errored hospitalizations exist, clicking the button will expand the list to include those archived and errored hospitalizations. Clicking the button again will hide these same hospitalizations. You can enter a hospitalization by clicking the Add Hospitalization button. Here you can enter the name of the admitting hospital or the most significant diagnosis for the hospitalization, or you can enter the ICD-9 code for the most significant or admitting diagnosis if it's known. Click the Get ICD-9 Descriptions button. In this example, we'll search for pancreatitis. Once the results are returned, simply click on the hyperlinked ICD-9 code for the desired diagnosis. The hospital stay is now added to the hospitalizations list. We will also add nasal bone fracture to the list by clicking the Add Hospitalization button and entering the ICD-9 code of 802.0 into the search box. Click the Get ICD-9 Descriptions button and select the appropriate code from the returned list. This will add the hospital stay to the bottom of the list of hospitalizations. Now that newly added hospitalizations are on the list, you can enter the location name, the admitted date, and the discharge date if known. If the discharge date is unknown, you can click in the checkbox in the Unknown column located to the right of the discharge date to indicate the discharge date is not known. A comment can be added if needed by clicking on the paper icon in the comment column. The status defaults to active, but can be changed by making a different selection on the status drop-down box. Note that the archive and error status options are shown in red to help distinguish them from the active option. To remove a hospital stay from the list, you must change the status to archive or error. Click the Update Hospitalizations button to save your entries. You are now returned to the patient summary screen where you can review the updated list of hospitalizations.